So today let's talk about tight hips. Why do we get tight hips? You know, honestly, you're born with it. Your flexibility is usually the flexibility you have as a child. So you're either super flexible or you're tighter. And that kind of continues on. Now, we tend to get tighter as we get older. Why is that? Because we don't use our flexibility as much as we did when we were kids. When we were kids, we're doing jumping around and doing splits and saying, look, can you see this back bend? Can you see that kind of stuff? And we tend to stop to do that as we get older. So just know that that's what it is. But people complain about, especially because they're sitting a lot of hip pain. So here are a couple stretches. I just had an idea, which is why I just kind of stopped myself. Hold on a second. I'm going to hold that thought and add something to it. So, I always have a pillow around because pillows or blankets will help you if you have tight hip flexors right through here. And that's your hip flexor. It comes from your lower back, and it also comes from in through here. So if my knees are up like this and I'm like, I hate to do this kind of stuff, I'm gonna wanna prop myself up. A couple of blankets, a couple of pillows, all of that is totally fine. And right now when I'm sitting, I'm much more comfortable. So that's why that thought kind of popped into my head. Make sure you're on a couple of blankets if you need that. But in order to get a little bit more stretch, I'm going to move to the edge of my pillow, and I'm going to drop my right leg out to the side, and I'm going to drop my left leg in. Okay? So as long as there's no knee pain, we always want to be careful of that knee. I'm getting a nice stretch right through the top of my quad, a little bit back through here. It depends on how tight you are, and you're going to just lean back. And I'm going to lean back and go to the other side. Now, I don't need this, so I'm just going to move that out of the way because it's kind of getting in the way. And my left side, my right side is tighter, so I'm going to feel that much more. And side to side, okay? So that's how we do that at first. Now, I can also do this exact same stretch, and this time I'm going to lie down and do it. So I'm going to lie down. I'm going to let one leg go externally and one leg drop in. And you can see the angle of my knee. I have no pain. If there's any pain, you'd stop. But in order to get more stretch, I'm going to take this foot and come back more to my shoulder. And now, wow, I'm getting a lot of stretch. You'll see it a little easier as I go to the other side. Always watching the knee, but I'm going to kind of wiggle that leg back and feel that stretch through the front of my quad. Watching my lower back. Now my back, okay, because our psoas muscle runs deep through the body and attaches right back here onto the bottom of the thoracic, bottom of the ribs. So it can have a tendency to pull you. So we want to make sure we have that connection, hip down. And you're just going to go side to side, side to side, side to side. It gets a little bit easier. It might start off tight and then it gets much easier. So that's one way. Another way we can help the back is we're going to, first of all, we're just going to do the knees to the side. This is a very comfortable, easy stretch. To get a little bit more stretch, I'm going to cross my outside leg over. It happens to be my left leg over my right. And now I'm going to drop both legs to the right. So this is much more stretch. And I'm going to turn my palm up. So I get a lot of stretch through the shoulder and through my back. Then I'm going to take a breath. Engage my abdominals to bring those legs back to center. And we're going to switch to the other side. And let it go off to the side. Turn the palm up and feel that great stretch. And you're going to go side to side. Keep doing that. People ask me, why do I feel so stiff in the morning? And remember, you've been lying flat, right? So when we go to bed, our blood and oxygen, everything slows down. And so when we first wake up, if we have a lower back that's giving us problems or hip flexors that are giving us problems, usually when we get up and move a little bit, it feels much better. So these exercises you can do in bed, and one more for your lower back that's very easy to do in bed. Hands by your sides, you're just going to curl that tailbone under and release. So the feeling is I'm going to flatten out my back to the mat as if I'm squishing a bug. And I'm not over squeezing my glutes, but just a little bit. And what that does is stretches out the muscles in the back. And did you see what I did right there? No matter where you are, coming off your bed, off the floor, I want you to roll onto your side instead of getting up like this. Oh, my back. That's usually what happens. So you want to roll onto your side and you want to push up on your hands. And that's usually the safest way to get in and up, and the same thing going down. Okay? And roll in and up. And there you have it. And hopefully those suggestions will help you with any back issues, and you'll feel better. But make sure you keep moving that body.